So this is the final video in this little set. This one here is looking at a much harder, or certainly a more lengthy areas of sectors question. We've got a lot more to do. Now you might think this is a bit familiar from when we did the areas of circles extension question, and it's very similar. So here I'm looking for this shaded area here, and I've got information about a big wedge and a little wedge, and we're actually going to get to a very similar thing. So the area that we're after is going to be the big sector minus the small sector. So that is very similar to the sort of setup we had when we did other questions about two areas with circles back when we did that video in lesson 1. So if you haven't watched that one, that might also be handy just to kind of give you an idea. But that means we've got two things to work out. We've got the area of a big sector and the area of a small sector. Now, what is the big sector? Well, the big sector is this whole thing all the way across there. So it includes this little section here. So let's start laying out our working. So we've got big sector. On that big sector, we have that the area equals angle over 360 times pi r squared. Put our numbers in, so that is 45 over 360 times pi times, now the key thing here is we know what the radius is. The radius is all the way from the center of the circle to the outside, so it's not just this 12, it's the 8 and the 12 put together. So we're doing 20 squared there. Putting that in a calculator gives us 157.079632679. I'm not going to round it yet because I want to use that answer further down. So we'll round at the very end. Now let's do the same for our small sector. So we've got our formula, which is area equals, I'll write the formula, angle over 360 times pi r squared. That's 45 over 360 times pi times, now radius in this case is from the center to the edge of that small sector. So that's 8 squared. And again, we're going to put that in the calculator and find out what we get. Let me just do that. So that gives us 25.132741228.7. Now we want to add these two answers together. So we're doing our 157.0796 take away. Sorry, I said add. I meant subtract. 25.13274 and find out what that gives us. I'm just going to pop that in the calculator. Give me a moment. And putting that in gives us 131.94689. Now we can round our answer, 131.95. Everything over here is in centimeters, so it's an area in centimeters squared. Hopefully that makes sense, and just breaking our problem down into two sectors, working with them and figuring out how to combine them. So that'll give you enough knowledge to have a go at the extension question that I've put up on after the main bulk of the lesson. So if you want to have a go at that, hopefully that makes sense and lets you access it.